what's blue and I don't know what's burning. And God, I don't even know your name. Jeepers creepers, this guy's a peeper. Hello, some updates. It is gray and gross and so humid. And I'm so sorry if you hear a rumbling. My air conditioner is on, trying to save me. So it's so humid. I bought these little salt sachets that are really popular in Korea where you like hang them in between your clothes to collect the humidity that builds up. Do you want to see something disgusting? Look at that. I just put these up 2 days ago. This is how much has collected so far. There is still 5 weeks of this. How am I going to survive? And I put up so many and they're pretty much like this. Isn't that disgusting? That could have potentially been in my clothes if I hadn't hung these up. This is disgusting. Anyway, some book updates. We finished 2 books recently. We finished Liarmouth by John Waters. I think I mentioned that Audible had like a free book. And yes, I already canceled my subscription. Thank you. Yeah, read by John Waters himself. Okay, this book has everything. It has bounce house drag queens, facelift dogs, inverting an innie to an outie, talking dicks, Dolly Parton as a man, and even a moment where the Jonas Brothers die. Yes, absolutely wacky, wild, quintessential John Waters. I will say though, that there's a reason why John Waters movies are like 80 minutes long, and this one ran for a little too long, to the point where like the wackiness was so wacky that it just started not being funny anymore. Like some of the jokes didn't land, like Uber rhymed with loser. I don't know, just didn't work for me. And there were just some moments like that where it wasn't enjoyable. But I mean, there's a bunch of great one-liners. Let me pull them up. What else can a man do when he's just shot a year's load in public at the airport? Crusty crotches and dusty balls, that's my specialty. I'm a hetero hobo. His wiener is better than Google Maps. Bi-furious, bi-curious penis combo. Marcia can feel it inside their mouths, his tongue of truth serum mixing with her dental decay of deception. Finally, the oral lubrication of an abrupt change of sexual desire flows through her. Jeepers creepers, this guy's a peeper. So yeah, some great one-liners. It's about this lady named Marcia who steals luggage, and she has an accomplice who isn't allowed to come, can only have sex with her once a year, and that is his form of payment from her. And yeah, it just follows the dysfunctional relationship between the two and sort of this idea that this certain type of crazy exists within her own world, and it's her breaking those barriers apart to see a bit more of herself and a bit more of reality at hand, as well as it pokes fun at the different ways in which we are incredibly sensitive. For example, there's this group of people that bounce, that's their jam. They go to bounce houses, there's drag queens that bounce, and they have competitions and such. And they're really sensitive about what they're called and what they do. The world has become a lot more sensitive. There's just something about going back to Waters' native 70s anarchist personality and personality of people then, where there's no more grit. There's no more living by harshness in order to get by. And I think that's really important because it builds sharper humor, a thick skin. What is it? That old term? Oh, sticks and stones won't break my bones, but words will never hurt. I mean, yes, words are hurtful, but we've come to a point where we are so quote-unquote triggered by so many things that, you know, we can't say anything. There's almost this sort of policing going around when really there shouldn't. People are allowed to, you know, give their thoughts and opinions on things and not have it be an insult, because it isn't. It's a critique. That's why I think art criticism, first of all, is like dead, because people can't take it anymore. I miss that. I miss art critique, and I miss, you know, talking about things. Ooh, who is it? Tyler, the Creator, recently went on some interview or podcast about
the conversation of music now has changed. People just say something's mid, but they can't articulate why they don't like it. They don't have the vocabulary or the energy or the actual care. People don't even like mostly talk about why they love the they actually like either. And I'm hoping we get back to a point where, like, when you do open your mouth, it is because you truly give a fuck about it, whether you dislike it or you truly love it.
Talking about music and how people automatically register things as like good or bad, when, you know, English is such a rich vocabulary. There's so much beyond good versus bad. And that's such an old way of thinking of things, being good or bad. You know, there's so many more ways to express these works of art that have so much backbone to them that can be dissected, even if they're not that great. Who is it? As I Lay Dying? Who wrote that? Faulkner. Faulkner even said that a bad book, you can learn so much from a bad book. You can learn what not to do. And yeah, there's just so much more learning that needs to be done in the way we break things down. And I think with such a world with so much information, we're breaking things down less and just sort of letting things exist without knowing what they are and not knowing the background stories behind them. And it's really sad. Anyway, long tangent, Liarmouth. This is for the very select few. If you enjoy wild, wacky humor, John Waters films, this is the book for you. Especially for fans. If you're a John Waters fan, this is fun for like maybe the first 70% of it. And then I recommend putting it down and then starting something else and then coming back to it to finish it. I never read Sick, but his last book, Mr. Know-It-All, was fantastic. And yeah, I always recommend listening to his audiobooks because he reads them himself and he just has such a very stark way with words. His prose is like very specific that is incredibly entertaining. He's one of the few people that I could just sit and listen to forever. I think the three people that I have that with is John Waters, Fran Lebowitz, and Truman Capote. I'm sure there's someone else that I'm missing, but Holy Trinity right there for you. After that, we finished another wacky novel. Also, I don't think it really helped that I read two incredibly wild books. It just like, my mind was stretched to the limits. This, I don't even know what to tell you. This is the most insane thing I've read in so long. It's about this man, Blake, and he crashes into this town and sort of becomes the mayor of this town, reforming things. He becomes more of a mayor and almost this god. Essentially from there, it's this like interesting loop of power. I'll get to that later. But my main concern for this novel was that it was just gonna be inherently sexist, which it wasn't. Because even though there were like incredibly pervy moments where women were objectified constantly, it redeemed itself because it was also homoerotic. And then it went on with children to the extent where he was eating them and like eating them to the point where they become part of his body. Do I have this quote? Let me pull it up. Within me, I could feel the bodies of 10-year-old Sarah and her little brother, and of a teenage boy, jealous of their freedom. I needed their young bodies and spirits to give me strength. They would play forever within me, running across the dark meadows of my heart. I had still not eaten, but I had tasted the flesh of these children and knew that they were my food. And there is a scene where he turns into a whale. There's a scene where he basically literally fucks the city. He has sex with the city of Shepperton. Like, he penetrates it. I don't know what to tell you. It was insane. It was insane. But it's this idea of, again, related to Liarmouth, in that trapped in your own psychotic world, how do you become part of reality and breaking those barriers? And in the way that our narrator does that, he becomes God, to the point where he's creating vegetation over the city, influencing the people, just elevates to the point where he almost self-destructs. And then from there is the rest of the book that, if you are curious, you should definitely pick this up. My first Ballard, I first heard of Ballard through Crash, because David Cronenberg did a film adaptation of Crash, and I really wanted to read the book before I watched the movie, and my friend had a copy of this and lent it to me, and now I am done with it. Ballard is great. He's a very compelling storyteller. He has wonderful prose. He has just this viscous way of writing, in that it just sucks you into the story, and you kind of have to pay attention because it's just so wild. Like, you're reading it and you're like, is this really happening? Did he really turn into a whale? Yeah, absolutely bonkers. If you like reading absolutely wild fiction, this is the week. These are the two books. Liarmouth and The Unlimited Dream Company by J.G. Ballard. Yeah. And now I've moved on to Girl Online by Joanna Walsh. I don't know if you can really see that. It's a great font, great gray. I am enjoying this so far. It's about the female body and the online presence. What's not to love? Mixed with a bunch of philosophy and sort of tracking what the body means online through Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, really fascinating. I think Rebecca Eats Books mentioned Joanna Walsh and wanted to look into her work more, and yeah, absolutely love it. We're back to women. We're done with men. We're back to women. It's mail day. Would you like an unboxing? Starting small with this brand, Tocobo, I think it is. I'm just running out of stuff. I don't have any more toner. It's that part of the season where it really messes with your skin. What do you do with heat, humidity, wearing a mask? It's just ruining your skin. So we had to restock. So extra. But I mean, I love that. Follow your intuition. Ooh, yes, love me some samples. We love samples. What is this? Coconut clay cleansing foam. Cute. Honestly, I mean, yes, incredibly wasteful, but these are just so easy to travel with. I love samples. As long with wasteful cardboard. Great. The main show here, we got sunscreen, because you can't have enough sunscreen. It's in this like adorable little stick. So I'm a firm believer in, comes out like this. Firm believer in sun sticks is how you call them here. Because they're just so easy. You put them in your bag, it's not like oily, and it's just so easy. You just like rub it on your skin and you're done. Super easy. SPF 50, yep, great. And it's so cute, look at that. Isn't that adorable? Anyway, and yeah, we're out of toner, so I decided why not try their toner. This is the Vita Berry Pore Toner. I just have this issue where I have like disgusting pores. Try to minimize them. So we got that. Yeah. They also sent me a face towel in this like really cute pink, which is great because I actually don't have like a legit face towel. So that's nice. Isn't that adorable? Adorbs. And then I felt like I needed, because all of the necklaces that I have are very thin chains, I felt like I needed something a little more substantial. Ooh, okay. Cute. Cute little pouch. But all the mask gays wear this, and I want to be part of the club. Not really. But yes. This thick silver chain by 51%. Yeah. Should I put it on now? Done. With the logo like this. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, nice. Okay, now I feel like my outfit is elevated. Came with this little pouch. Great. Yes. Yes, this is probably the going out look that I will have, and people will be exhausted with me. Yes, the white shirt, collared shirt here, and this chain is all I'm wearing. Yep, great. Yeah, I mentioned that I have terrible pores, so TeeHeeHee. We got clay masks. I'll open this one for y'all. They do all different things, and don't ask me what they do, I forgot. I should really know. One's for like texture and smoothness, which is the white one. There's a green one for, I think, like actual pore minimalization. And then this is the purple one, which is brightening. Like it'll brighten your skin, give it a healthier look. I was really curious about these because, so it's a clay mask, but like you just like swipe it on. Again with the Sun Stick. Like the mask is, because my problem with clay mask is like you gotta dig your fingers and scoop it out and like glob it on and like make sure it's laid on nicely. But no, here it is in a stick form, so it's like easy because I'm lazy. And it's like super nice to travel with. Look at that, super cute. Super small. Yes. Oh yes, last but not least, in terms of skincare, we got the Cica Hyalon Pro Cica Daily Soothing Mask. They're like these face masks that come out of like a tissue box-esque thing. Yeah, you just do a mask like that and then you take it out. So it's not like wastefully packaged in like single, because that's my issue. I don't know, I feel like Korea is pretty wasteful in terms of plastic, but we do have a very good recycling system. Like if you throw out your trash wrong, you will be fined and they will find you, because there's CCTV cameras everywhere, so they can track you down. And Korea's pretty serious about it. It's almost like 1984 George Orwell surveillance state. But like everyone abides by it and it's really nice. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Korea's really great because you can leave your phone at a cafe, leave, and your phone will still be there. Nobody will touch it or pick it up or steal it. Even your bag or anything, your laptop, nobody will touch it, because I think it's also inherent in the culture where people just don't take things if it's not theirs. And yeah, with that infused with CCTV, nobody really steals. It's not a thing, except maybe through like those Bitcoin scammers. That's been really popular. But other than that, like actually stealing from an establishment, people will just leave your stuff alone. And like, I don't know, like in San Francisco, I always had to like bother, or in LA, I'd bother the person next to me and be like, oh, could you watch over my laptop? Could you watch over my stuff when I use the restroom? No, even in Korea, like you can leave your laptop, go out, get a bite to eat, come back, and your stuff will still be there. It's insanely great. So this is what I mean when Korea is a safe country. I mean, we still have like, there's still other issues with domestic violence and abuse and all of that. I mean, no country is perfect. But what's perfect about Korea, and in the sense of theft, is this. It's the same in Japan too. I really like that. Anyway, don't know how masks got to that topic of safety in Korea and theft, but we are good with that. And last but not least, we got, I think, our last book depository order. Ah, yes. How to Train Your Virgin. So this is the new, well, part of the New Lovers collection. So Badlands Unlimited was a publishing company based out of New York by the artist Paul Chan, who does a lot of like installation, sculpture, technology work. And I really like his art and some of the themes he looks over. And then he had this like independent press where it was women writing meta psychological erotica. Did I already say erotica twice? It's sexy smart erotica. Yes, in these like really small form books by different women who are like artists, writers. This one is by Wednesday Black, How to Train Your Virgin. If anyone must know, this is my summer reading list. I have, oh, let me show you. So the first book I read, which was like back in 2018, was Fantasian, which if anyone of you need a good book rec, I recommend Fantasian. It is wild. Lesbians that look alike, Parent Trap. It's a psychological trip. Wild ride. Loved it. Super, yeah, it just fucks you up. Fucks your mind up. I just like was reading other things, and then when I heard that Badlands Unlimited like died, I was like, oh my god, I have to get all the other books. So I think I read 2 other ones that I can't remember the names of, but the ones I do have on hand, which is what I'll just be reading all of summer, and it will look like I'm reading the same book, but I'm not, is so How to Train Your Virgin, which we just got. I Would Do Anything for Love. Ooh, don't you just love that? Burning Blue. I don't know what's blue and I don't know what's burning. And God, I don't even know your name. Hot Girl Summer. It's gonna be a sexy summer. Anywho, that's it. That's all of my junk, and I hope this was entertaining. Let me know what you're reading this summer. Would love to know what you plan on doing. Tell me how you beat the heat with books. Yeah. Hello, it's the weekend. I'm going to Seoul today. Have some errands to run. I think this brand's called Mubu? Little nylon bag. I think it's the wrong bag in terms of like what I should be wearing today, but it's light, it's nylon, it's hot. It's gonna be like 90 degrees today. Yeah, very ultra thin shirt, these nylon pants, and we got our chain necklace on. Yes, it's gonna be gross today. Wish me luck.